Hello and welcome. We are here with Amanda, who was just voted out unanimously during live night. So, Amanda, how are you
Annoying.
feeling?
Annoyed.
Why?
I mean,
Other than being
there's a bunch of
evicted?
people that are like the people that are like five, three, and four. The second they come into the jury house, I'm gonna tell them I told you so.
And who do you expect that to be? What is your prediction right now of how the rest of this is gonna go?
Oh, it's gonna be disgusting. It's gonna be like Taisha, LJ, Marissa, and then I'm gonna have to like vote between Jenny and Eli.
And who would you vote for in that scenario?
I'll abstain.
Fair enough. Of
I
course.
mean,
The
I
only
don't
the only
know. We'll
correct
see.
option.
We'll see. I'll find a way to figure out my vote. I can't possibly do it now, but I'm calling it final two, Eli Jenny.
And who do you think would win? Not your vote. Who do you think would win in that scenario, probably?
Probably Eli because we live in the patriarchy.
Fair enough. At this point, who would you what is your order, if you can come up with one, what is your order of who you would most want to see win to the least of the five people
Mm,
left?
Marissa, no one else.
Okay, fair enough.
Ooh, she bitter. She came in bitter.
So let's take it back. Let's take it back to the beginning of this season. Obviously, you came
Oh my
into this
gosh.
with your mom, which you knew was going to be an experience. Obviously, your mom having never played an org before, not really knowing,
Yeah.
she knew to a degree what to expect, but with orgs, you really can't ever know until you're actually here. So, what did you expect the experience to be like, and how did this differ or match what
Um,
you thought it would be?
I think I had deluded myself because I was so excited that like we were gonna have this experience together, and she's like a huge BB super fan. So I thought it was gonna be so fun and cool and fine. And it was a lot. It was a lot. I think I said something like I'm being ghosted by my own mother right now. Like there was definitely like some severe ups and downs about playing the game with Roxanne because like I mean, we already like have a very like fiery, strong, crazy kind of relationship. And so add an org on top of that, I don't know what I was thinking. Basically, I think you can sum it up with I don't know what I was thinking and I deluded myself. But you know, there were like so many like good moments to like to overshadow all the moments where I was like pulling my hair out. Like the time Rox said to me, "Oh, but you're calling with everybody, so I don't have to." That was one of my favorites. I think she knew immediately I was mad at her on call. And just like playing phone tag with her, I would have to like call her on the phone and be like, "I need to call you right now, but like you have to get on your tablet." And then she would like call me on the oh my gosh. So it was an experience, which is great because like why play orcs to do the same old thing? I probably would do it again, but I think I would do it wiser.
Okay. All right. And going back to what happened tonight and your elimination tonight, why do you think that you were targeted and put on the block tonight?
Um, because like there's this thing where everyone's like, "Oh my god, Amanda's a threat." like, like I can't like that had been like in the works. People have been saying that since like pre-jury, so it's like how am I going to overcome that? I feel like that's like the overarching narrative. It's like Big Brother. Once people start getting like that threat kind of like name thrown around, like it's very hard to recover. I mean, some people do, but like it's not like it's definitely not like something easy to recover to. And then I mean, I could analyze and like nitpick my game like a million times. There's like definitely things where I was like, I probably should have done it differently, and that'll probably keep me up tonight. But um, and yeah, and then somebody who I literally nominated last round won HOH. So it's kind of like in Big Brother, one of my like theories is that you have to be comfortable and you have to be able to survive the power changes. And I knew going into live night that like there were not a lot of options for me to survive depending on who won HOH unless I won veto, just based on the nature of the past couple rounds. So um I'm not shocked. I like left Marissa a bunch of like advice going into final tribal, or not final tribal, final jury speeches, because I kind of knew that like it could go belly up for me like exceptionally easy tonight. So I'm not shocked I'm gone. So I tried to impart any kind of like remaining wisdom that she can like look back in her archive chats. Ideally, if she gets to final twos, just so that like she has a fighting chance, because she's never seen an org final jury speeches for Big Brother. So I'm not super shocked, just like based on what it is. I mean, it's pretty annoying when people call you a threat. It makes me want to wring their necks when I hear that they have called me that.
So, looking at obviously, you were just the head of household, sent out Debbie tonight, and then you basically follow her out the door. Do you regret anything that you did or that happened during your HOH reign?
I mean, I regret not winning veto by 14 seconds, obviously. Um, Especially because like Eli could have gone, and then he wouldn't have been HOH, and then maybe I wouldn't have gone. So, but like Big Brother's not just like a chain reaction. It's like a web of different people, and you never have all the information. So, I'm not. This is gonna be a little inflammatory, but like I'm not mad that Debbie went out in a blind side. I don't care that you had plans to go see your girlfriends whenever your family was watching football. That's not like really plans. I mean, you signed up and you've had the schedule for 4 weeks. I don't. That's not going to sway me. Your sob story is never going to sway me in an org. I'm just saying. That's a little inflammatory, but that's my. I'm like high key like the maximum annoyed I've been all season right now. So I might be talking a little out of pocket and out of turn, but I
Fair
don't
enough.
care. It, like it's an
This is
org.
the place
There's
to
no
do
such thing
it.
as respect in an org.
This is the place to have those conversations. So we're all for it. Um,
Oh, and also like don't try to like tell me how to do jury management, because one, I don't. Couldn't be me. And like two, that's the stupidest reason to keep you. Give me an actual good game reason. I don't know. I'm annoyed, so I'm like just like letting my emotions run. I'm sure I wouldn't say that to anybody in real life. I think Debbie is great. But in terms of the rationale of the day, it is annoying.
fair enough. So
I'm gonna
let's
get in
talk about
trouble for that later,
let,
but I'm not gonna edit myself.
let's talk about Double Trouble. That was, I mean, with with the narrative of the season, this season easily could have been called 1984 Double Trouble.
Yes.
So talk me through all of it
Oh
because
my gosh,
tell
Zach. If
us,
you, I just sometimes I would imagine what you would say to me if you were my partner during the season, and I was like, oh my gosh. Because for the viewers at home, Zach and I were one-time partners in a Big Brother duo game. So he actually probably knows the inner workings of my mind the most in terms of orgs as any human on Earth, which is rather unfortunate for him. So I'm like innocently working. I'm like, oh, I'm playing this like duo game, and like it's pre-jury, right? It's like round two. I'm just innocently at work, and I'm just like, wow, like it's fun playing a game with Roxanne. We're both gonna go pre-jury. Like this is not going well. Da 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 da. And then Gabby's like, oh my gosh, there are 4 letters in the pictures, and then I'm a dumbass, so I'm only looking at the memory wall, and I like can't even find the pictures. I'm like taking a break from work because like I have a big brain and I work really hard. I deserve breaks. So I'm looking at the pictures, and I just see like the R and the E, and I'm like, the fuck are the U and the L? I can't find them. And I'm like, whatever. If they say the letters are there, they're probably there. There was a very similar twist in Cutthroat 10 with looking at letters and pictures, and I never found all those either. So I was like, okay, well, like, I guess these are those letters. So I was like, what if I just put the word rule into my prod chat and see what happens? And then nothing happened, obviously. And then I'm just like, I'm literally like looking at the first picture on the memory wall. That's everybody's picture that says Trouble in Paradise. And I'm zoomed in, like pixel by pixel, looking for letters. And then I see the word trouble. And I'm like, oh shit, that has all the letters of rule in trouble. And so I'm like, okay, troublemaker. And then I go, double trouble. And then I go about my day at work. And then all of a sudden, like proud replies to me in my proud chat. And I'm like, oh, that's so funny. And I tell my coworker, oh my gosh, I just found a secret advantage in my big brother game. And he's like, wait, explain that to me again. But like a couple of my coworkers know I play these games. And so I was like, I found the secret advantage. She's like, you gotta take it? I'm like, obviously I'm gonna take it. Like, I'm playing with Roxanne. That's already a disadvantage. If she's disadvantaged, that's a drop in the bucket. She's already like disadvantaged so badly. So I just immediately swipe it. And then I'm walking to my car. And then I get these texts from Gabby that's like, oh my God, somebody took double trouble. They got the Beware advantage. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so crazy. What do you mean Beware advantage? Meanwhile, I've already got all the like instruction cards from production and I've screenshotted them. And I'm like, that, me and Roxanne have a power of veto. Excellent. And then like when I got the message from Gabby, I just decided to lie. Which began my era of lying like a sociopath about Double Trouble. Because like, I wasn't gonna go back on the decision. And then that was kind of crazy because then that like unfolded so many different like outcomes in the game because like there's no way Marina doesn't nominate Amir Roxanne if they don't think that Chris and Marissa have double trouble. I'm pretty sure. So it just kind of like shaped then how like the next couple rounds played, and there was this witch hunt for double trouble. And I'm over here like, when is my goose cooked? I don't know how many times I messaged in my confessional or prod chat like, I think my goose is cooked here. But it didn't get cooked until today. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just lied about it constantly. I did tell Marissa about it because she told me about Pear Declare, and then she was HOH, and I was like, you know what? People do when people are HOH, they tell them more information. And then I was like, yeah, remember the one time you were like on the block and I used the veto on you? I was also going to use double trouble on you because it was expiring. But that didn't need to
So,
happen, so it didn't happen. But yeah, I kind of just like set in motion like lying like a sociopath about double trouble, and then I did that the whole season. And I do fear people are going to expect apologies from me after finale.
so I have to ask, why did you not use double trouble on your mom? Why did
Yes.
you let her go?
Well, one, I'm a greedy little bitch. Two, we had talked about it, and like she didn't want me using the power on her, and she was very much of like, you're gonna do so much better than me in this game, you have a better chance, XYZ. So I didn't. I was like borderline, and in hindsight, if I could change back time, I would have used it on Roxanne whenever she was nominated against Jenny, because I kind of knew when she was getting, I kind of knew at that power veto ceremony, you saw my prod chat and like my confessional and stuff. I was like running the numbers, and like I knew this might be the place where Roxanne went out whenever she got whenever Calypso had nominated her. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot harder playing a duo game with someone that doesn't believe you when you tell them things compared to someone that does. So it, it was complicated. And then we had already had the discussion about it. Roxanne wanted me to keep it for myself. She wasn't really super burdened by it, although I think she's still mad that I needed her to throw a veto competition. Like, she's still really burning up about that. It would have been better for the plot, but Roxanne told me not to, and I'm a greedy little bitch.
All right. Now, from obviously, you just witnessed an eviction and the new HOH hasn't been decided, but what would be your ideal boot order from this point on?
Mm. This, I mean, it's probably not. I'm just gonna like guess it. It's probably not like real for real, but definitely LJ first because mans ain't loyal. Which I kind of knew, but I didn't really have many other options at certain parts of the game. So like LJ first, then Eli, then Taisha. I guess I wanted Jenny Marissa final two. Yeah, that's what I want. I'll co-sign that with myself.
Good. And so that being your dream final two,
Mm-hmm.
um, if that were, oh, well, I think you already asked if that were the scenario.
Yes, we already talked about that specific, very
Yeah,
specific
very
scenario.
specific scenario.
Oh, who did I think was final two?
Or who did you think would win
Would
between
win
the
from
two
that
of
too.
them? Well, I don't know if we asked that actually. Who do you
No, I
think
don't
would
think
win
you did
between?
because you
No, I
like
guess.
asked me who I thought was final two, and I was like,
Yes. Yeah,
the
yeah,
annoying
you're right.
outcome is probably the outcome.
You're
I'm
right.
voting for Marissa in the final two because I had the most fun with her in the end game, and that's something that matters to me. Although I hope she can figure out how to do final jury speeches because that's always a concern with a rookie player if they make it to the end. Or even just someone that hasn't been like sitting there in the hot seat, it's a concern. So I'm hoping Gia heeds my advice if she makes it that far. I'm hoping she doesn't come to jury because um like for a long time, well, so I don't know how much people know about this, but round three, when Chris and Marissa get nominated, I had not heard from a lot of people a lot of the day. I didn't hear from Marina and Devin until very late in the day. And I was like, this is not how you talk to people if you actually want to work with them. No one was talking to me about the letters. People were like, oh, it's so weird. Amanda's talking to me about the letters. Like people were saying that. And I am just like up late at night. I'm on a girls' weekend. And I get a message from Chris that says, can you do me a favor? When I'm gone, can you look after Marissa? And I'm like, that's such a weird message to get from Chris if he's trying to get me nominated. So I'm like, okay, tell me more, tell me more. Tell me everything. And so that night I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm already working with Roxanne. I might as well take another rookie duckling under my wing and make my life miserable. So I promised Chris, yes, I'm gonna look after Marissa in this game because why not? Like Marissa and Roxanne also had this like uncanny bond where like they were just like vibing with each other so strong. And like, who am I to say no to that? So at one point in the game, I say like, yes, 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 like I'll look after Marissa. And then like there were some rocky parts, like when I was in a surprise minority on a vote and Marissa didn't tell me. And then I went to my confessional and said, Chris, I'm absolved of my promise. Thanks. But you know, that was just like in the heat of the moment. And then it's like who could I work with? And then like Marissa was like someone that was like for real with Roxanne and she just vibe with her. So like of course I'm gonna work with her. And she was also the most fun to work with out of everybody left in the cast. So that's kind of like where it's at. So I'm like riding hard for Marissa. I do feel bad because I was trying to like save my life and I was just trying to throw LJ like fully in front of the bus, which I did. You're welcome, LJ. Disloyal. I'll be disloyal back. So I didn't I didn't talk to her at the last end of live night, which is a regret, but like I had to prioritize time and I don't think it's gonna like impact our overall relationship. But um yeah, I'm riding hard for Marissa. Like it's her first game. She's trying stuff. She's not playing scared. She's doing whatever the hell she wants. And like, who can help but stand that? Tonight, she's just like, I'm gonna use my extra vote and blindside Debbie. And I'm like, yes, this is Team TV, and I'm here for it.
Well, should we get to your goodbye message? Only one person sent during the chaos of live night, but
Oh, I didn't know live night people got goodbye messages. Am I gonna be disappointed with it?
that's for you to tell us. Are you
I
ready?
might have a bad reaction depending on who it is and what it says.
Here we go.
I'm sorry, that was just my genuine reaction.
You rock. You absolutely fucking rock. That's why I'm doing this. I never thought we were gonna play together. I never thought we were gonna be able to. I'm so glad that like the game was flexible enough, and both of us, I think, we're both like flexible and good players that we were able to work with one another and see the path we needed to go down to get as far as we could together. Unfortunately, that path ends tonight. I really hoped it end with you taking out Eli instead of the opposite happening right here. But that's the fucking breaks. Just going into late game, I need to take my chances on being able to take Eli out myself. I've been throwing basically every comp to this point, and I need to step it up and finish this game myself. You are too big of a threat to be living in here right now. I appreciate you. I love you a lot. I think we have an amazing simpatico sense of humor, and I think we'll definitely be friends on the outside. I'm sorry this happened.
Thoughts on that message?
Ugh. Um, it's pandering for my jury vote. If a duck quacks, it is what it is. If he actually wanted to work with me, he wouldn't have voted me out. I mean, I do vibe with LJ in terms of like personality, in terms of like texting. He's my favorite person to text all season, and I like in terms of like our brains, I think they're probably pretty similar in terms of everybody else on the cast. I don't think he gets there though to final two. I don't think he's playing tight enough, and I don't think he is adaptable enough. But I don't know if LJ could. I don't think he will. But if he actually gets to final two, maybe with a couple vodka sodas, I'll vote for him to win. Depending on what he says in final jury speech, but it'll be fireworks because I'm kind of pissed. Like it's pandering. Dude, if there's one thing I disrespect in orgs, it's pandering to the jury. I don't believe in jury management. I'm not a jury management type of girl. Either you rode with me or you didn't, and you didn't, LJ.
Right. Well, as we wrap things up here, do you have any final thoughts on the game, the experience, anything else you'd like to share?
You know, it's kind of hilarious I made it this far. I'm not open to any criticism in the jury. If people try to criticize me, I'm going to reply to them, I don't receive that. Zach and Chris are my favorites, obviously. I hope I made you guys proud in a duo game without Zach as my duo. I did try my damnedest, probably just out of like sheer stubbornness and like trying to make Roxanne proud. I think she was very happy that she got to see me like win veto on like live night and stuff because she's one of my number one fans. Like if
One
I have
of.
number one fans, she's one of them. And it was great. She did text me the other day and was like, I wish we talked more on a daily basis. And like, that's kind of, it'll be great. I think we are going to have a lot of stories to tell after this all ends. And one of my favorite things from this season was when I told her that I had double trouble and she's going to have to throw the veto competition. And she said, oh, you sneaky bugger.
Well,
So it was an experience. I think both Roxanne and I had fun, which is great. We're gonna be talking about this forever, I'm sure. So I really appreciate like the 1984 prod team for casting us. She was very worried we would not get cast. And I kept telling her that she had to like engage with the prod team and like be charismatic. And then that's how we got her asking Ty, whose Discord handle is Naughty Nacho, if he is also Tuesday Taco. Which I pray ends up in like a memes channel because it is iconic. So yeah, like many thanks to Prod for just doing the damn thing and casting a very goofy mother-daughter duo, and I hope you got all you hoped for and more out of casting us because we played the shit out of that.
and you sure did. And I have so much love for you and now your mom as well. And I'm so glad that we could make it happen considering it all came from like a conversation we had 6 months ago or something.
While
So,
drinking a
right,
large
so it
vodka
all
soda out of this cup, which I'm currently doing. So I did bookend it for you.
exactly. So it's all coming together. And thank you so much for playing 1984 again. I know the first time in surviving didn't go how you
Do
wanted it
that? I don't
to.
remember. I don't recall.
I think that was wiped from the record books.
Mm.
but coming and playing, wanted to host you in the Big Brother format. Obviously, the second we went back to it, and I'm glad that it worked out, and I'm so happy to have had you.
Amanda, I'm so glad that we got to cast you and your mom.
Uh,
Honestly, both of you just like right off the rip immediately brought an amazing energy and amazing duo energy into this game that, a duo season definitely needs. Having a mother-daughter duo was definitely like one of the best ideas. And I'm so glad that it ended up being you two who, Roxanne had a bit of a slow start getting the hang of things, but then I think her exit message said it all, where she immediately brought out all that feistiness. And I just
mhm.
think that was the energy that we
Oh,
needed.
she does have that. Oh, whatever she said. I wrote her that script because I
I
knew she
remember.
was gonna be so mad when she got evicted. I was like, you know what? She deserves some iconic final words. So
And they
I was like,
were.
and they took Calypso down. I think they're still mad.
Honestly, it was such an honor hosting both of you, and I think you both played an amazing game.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Amanda.